So here's what Cedar Point actually looks before it opens. First thing in the morning, it's somewhere between 8 and 8:30 a.m., usually about when I get here. Now I'm going to show you where I actually go in at, because I'm not about to go in that main gate. There's way too many people for early entry. So I'm LT Coasters, and I'm somebody who actually goes to Cedar Point on a regular basis, like about once a week. So I might know a few tips and tricks that most other people that are visiting don't know. First one is, I never enter through the main gate for early entry. I usually come back here to the Windseeker gate. The line's usually a lot shorter. And for right now, with Millennium Force early entry and Gatekeeper early entry, you're a lot closer to those two coasters than you would be if you entered at the main gate. And here is where I generally start my day for early entrance, the Windseeker gate. A lot less crowded. Yep, first train on Millie, back row. Gotta start there. And yeah, there's a bunch of runners, so I had to run. So I'm out of breath.
It just it felt like hell. I've done front row. Imagine front row while it's
At least you would only feel it after the second tunnel. You wouldn't feel it after that.
That's going to take some serious action. Just go ahead of me. Go around me, guys, if you want. I mean, if you're that, you want to go down, that's fine. So I really love Millennium Force, if you can't tell by these videos here. You probably actually see more of Millennium Force than any other coaster in the park, just because I love to watch it. I love to see how it moves, and I'm really nerdy, so I'm really interested in the cable lift and how that all works. And I've actually looked behind and counted up to 50 cylinders to guide wheels, actually, to pull the train up the track. Why I did that? It's just one of those things about me. In fact, I actually became almost borderline obsessed to try to get a video of Millennium Force's catch car latching on so they could pull it up the hill. Finally, I took the Sunrise Fill Tours, which I recommend, and that's how I finally got that. Did you manage to get through Rise of Steel Vengeance today? It seems like pretty low lines. So next up for me is Skyhawk, an underrated SNS Scream and Swing here at Cedar Point. Originally when I saw it, I was like, I was never going to get on that, but after I tried it once this year, it's the best part of a roller coaster for me, the drop. So I'll be riding this next. Well, I didn't break it, I swear, I did not break it again. But I just was getting off the gondola. They just released the restraints, and they told us it was going down for maintenance. So maybe I'll stick around, see how long it takes maintenance to take care of the problem. It takes a few minutes, I'll just get on and do it again. That's part for the course for me. It seems like I don't break them. I swear I don't break them. But it happens a lot to me. I guess next thing I'm going to ride is a little piece of history, the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. This is why you're not supposed to shake the air gates. That's just one little kid pushing on the air gates. Imagine if a bunch of people did it. You could easily fall out the ride, and then maintenance has to come and fix the ride. And we all stand here. Okay, so I took a picture of this just to another tip for people. If you come up to more than one roller coaster and see the chain stop like this, you don't have to ask if there's a weather delay. There's a weather delay. They've obviously suspended operations because of lightning in the area. In this case, lightning, if it's within about 20 minutes of the park, they'll suspend operations. 20 miles away, they'll stop operations. And don't even bother getting in line until you see this chain start to move. Once the chain starts to move, I personally call it idle, but they call it standby, which means they're getting ready to start cycling trains to reopen the ride. Usually after every train cycles once, sometimes less than that, but usually every train cycles once, they will reopen the ride and you're good to go until the next storm comes through. So don't even bother getting in line when you see stop chains because there's no point. Just go do something else till the storm passes. Okay, Max Air, another little flat ride that I thought I would never ride, simply because for the longest time, I had a fear of flat rides. I feared flat rides because I went to too many carnivals and watched too many things happen in those flat rides. But it convinced me, few people have convinced me that at permanent parks, they're taken care of a lot better than that. There's a lot of rigorous maintenance that goes into them daily. There's rigorous maintenance that goes in yearly. They all have to inspection at least once a year. So that kind of gave me the confidence to get on and try something like Max Air. And let's just say I fell in love. I make a point to ride that as well every time I go to the park. So a tip about Max Air is it is a people-moving machine. There's up to 50 seats, so no matter how long the line is, you're going to get on that rather fast. I'd say no more than 4 or 5 gondolas full before you're on it. So I used to be quite the coaster snob and would ride Blue Streak, and then I tried it this year and realized it's a good little woody. It's got some airtime, so I try to ride it now every time I come. But full disclosure, there was a ride at a place called Connie at Lake Park when I was little. They had a ride called Blue Streak 2. It was so old and rickety when I rode it, it scared me so bad. I didn't ride a roller coaster again until 1995. And technically Iron Dragon was the first roller coaster at this park. And then of course Raptor. used to be quite the coaster snob and wouldn't ride Blue Streak, and then I tried it this year and realized it's a good little woody. It's got some airtime, so I try to ride it now every time I come. But full disclosure, there was a ride at a place called Connie at Lake Park when I was little. They had a ride called Blue Streak 2. It was so old and rickety when I rode it, it scared me so bad. I didn't ride a roller coaster again until 1995. And technically Iron Dragon was the first roller coaster at this park. And then of course Raptor. So I love a good dive coaster too. In fact, I love them enough that I went to Dorney Park this year to ride Iron Menace, bought an all parks passport just to go to Dorney Park for that. Anyway, I spent most of the summer trying to figure out how these work, and I know how they work. I know the magic behind a dive coaster. Do you? Have you paid enough attention? I dare you to try to figure out how these work. It's a lot of fun. You guessed it, Power Tower. Another flat ride I didn't want to ride because I just don't ride flat rides. Well, that's not the case anymore. Once again, I try to, when I go to Cedar Point, every time, go up and go down. Although at Dorney Park, I had an issue with a ride like this. So it's a ratcheting restraint. And you know, ratcheting restraints, sometimes you're not all the way on the click. And when that happens, sometimes it'll click up, and sometimes it'll go down. Well, I was actually on that and not expecting it. Suddenly it clicked up and it shocked me. Even though I know the mechanics behind it and all that, it still freaked me out for a second. So, nice little PSA, if you're on a ratcheting restraint ride and it feels like it goes up a little bit, it didn't. It went up into the next position. You're completely safe. You're not going to die. You're fine. The ride did what it was supposed to. The restraint did what it's supposed to. So, even somebody like me who knows what's going on has been freaked out by that happening on a ride like this. So with all that being said, what is your favorite way to go up or down? So fun tip when it starts raining, really heavy, find a photo booth to stand under. My favorite's Rougarou because the line's really short when the rides start running again. Yep, it's me again. It seems I pick roller coasters and rides that are always right next to the music, so I can't really do anything but do voiceovers because of copyrights and all that stuff. Gemini is a really fun ride. Really old woody hybrid. Everybody passes it by, but I've got to admit, I've been enjoying doing the high fives across between the two trains. It's been a lot of fun this year. I suggest you try that too, even though probably we shouldn't do that, but yeah, who cares? Yeah, no, I'm not in favor of ever removing this ride. As long as we can keep it going, we need to. another good day at the park. I managed to get on every roller coaster, and Skyhawk did come back up, but I didn't wait around for it. Obviously, as you can tell, this is my first attempt at a vlog, so it might be a little choppy. It might be a little hard to watch in some points, as I'm still learning how to edit as well. If you like what you see, comment, subscribe, like, do all that stuff. You know how to do this by now. Thank you. Bye.